Hey, Randy Miller with Roche Realty Group, GraniteStateLand.com. Today, I am out on a property in Belmont, New Hampshire, and I'm walking along. I just walked in from Hoadley Road, and there's some frontage there, about 90 feet of frontage there. There's also 200 feet of frontage on the 107 side, which is also known as Province Road. Snow's a little deep, so this is going to be a fun hike. But anyway, it's a 29.29 acre parcel. Again, it does have frontage on two separate roads. There is the potential of subdivision with town approval, of course, but it's a relatively sloped lot, but not severe. It's manageable. So, as I said, I'm walking along the entrance from the Hoadley Road side. So it's about a 90-foot wide path that runs between two other properties, but then enters the main part of the property somewhat in the middle. So most of the property is pretty mature. Hasn't been cut in a long time, although there is a section of it, which I'll point out, that has in fact been cut. All right, so I'm now entering the main part of the property. So I'm gonna flip the camera around here so you can kind of see what I'm seeing. So as you can see, it's a pretty mature forest. I mean, you can walk fairly easily through most of this. There are some trails. The gentleman that owns it now brings this side by side through the property. There's a lot of trails actually out here, kind of cut through the woods. And I'll try to make a map highlighting approximately where the trails actually are. But it's a nice little feature. I think these might be moose tracks. I'm not sure. Something pretty good size. Hunking through here. A lot of wildlife out here, I imagine. But yeah, anyway, this right now I'm walking along one of the ATV trails. You can see the ruts here, the tracks here from the... He's been out here a few times, even when it snows. It's a little deep right now, but it's not terrible. Had a good couple days of melting, so it's gone down a little bit. But anyway, this is what it looks like on this part of the property. Like I said, it's relatively level. It does kind of go uphill a little bit over here, and downhill a little bit that way. But it's not steep by any stretch of imagination. And I'm going to keep exploring, and we'll get back at it. One thing about the snow is that it's really great for lighting, for taking photographs. It's a little bit of a cloudy day. It was looked like it was going to be sunny today on the forecast, but so far intermittent sun, but mostly still pretty cloudy. So, but either way, the snow definitely helps a lot with image quality. It looks a little messy. There was a lot of wind the other day. So there's quite a bit of debris around from the trees, but overall pretty lovely property. So here's the area where it does kind of go a little bit downhill. You can see the slope going down. That's, again, more of the property there. It goes off in that direction that I'm facing, which is to the southeast. Off onto some other property. There is some wetlands over there. They are not on this property, according to all the maps. It's off property. There is a natural spring, however, right where they start, and which is probably part of the cause of the wetlands that are down below it, and which the home that currently owns all this property is utilizing as their source of water. So it's been tested. It's very potable, very clean water, as most of the water that comes out of the ground in New Hampshire is. It's one of the huge benefits of living here is the the water is amazing out of the ground. One other thing to note is that the property is predominantly surrounded by rock walls that make up the boundary, which is kind of nice to have. Not every boundary has a rock wall, but a good portion of it is bounded by rock walls. I'll show you that as soon as I get to one. Where I came in, you couldn't really see it. It was buried in the snow, but there is a rock wall there. This is the pathway that actually goes out to the gentleman that owns it now. His property's that way. Down this trail, it's a slight slope downward, as it is for the rest. Now, as you continue on to the west of that property, it goes to the portion of the land that reaches out to Province Road or 107, and that's the section that has a 200-foot a road frontage there. There's also a cemetery right in the corner that's not part of the property, not included in the frontage there. And there's a bit of a field in that area, so it's a nice little start if you wanted to develop a home there. It would be a really, really great spot. However, we're going to kind of go up this trail. Woo, fell in a hole. And we're going to head towards the area that has been logged. So here's actually one of the very few places where you're going to find a little bit of steepness to the lot here. It just kind of goes uphill towards, we're getting towards the back of the lot. But we're kind of cutting around towards the area I was talking about where it is cleared out. So there's some openings to see the views. All right, I found the other trail I was looking for that gets us up here. So as you can see behind me, the trail kind of goes straight back. This is maybe a 6 or 7% grade, somewhere in that ballpark. Could be up to 9. And this takes us right up to the top of the hill where you're gonna find the cleared out area. So we'll take a look at that. So this is where we hiked up from. And then we actually have a little bit of a fork in the road here. We got a trail that goes off this way. And that's going to go towards the back boundary, and then along the back boundary, back over to where we first entered the property. And then this one here is going to take us over to the other section, the cleared section of the property. And as I keep referencing, we're going to take a look at this side over here so you can kind of see the potentials that there are for views. Okay, so it's relatively flat up here. This is going towards the front of the property. This is going towards the western boundary, and of course the eastern boundary this way. And we're right near the back boundary. You can see the rock wall kind of peeking up through the snow here. You can see along this area here. You can see the rock wall pretty well. The property behind it is posted no trespassing, but we're not going to wander over there anyway. But just as a note, and then this property kind of cuts back along here, and we're going to follow this rock wall, and then it kind of opens up again over in the back here. So. And we're going to see if we can't peek through the trees and see that view. A lot of the underbrush has grown up a little bit. So I imagine when the foliage is in, it's not very easy to see through it, but would be quite easy to knock all this out. Most of them are 1 to 2 inches in diameter. So, brush hog would take care of them pretty well. So anyway, yeah. And then this goes... right here is a corner, and so this is off property there, but we're on the property now, and this corner here opens up and heads off in that direction, and of course the rock wall follows along there to the other border. So it is a little challenging to see through the trees that are here now. So Kearsarge is out in this direction. That's Bean Hill out that way there, that taller hill in the distance there. But there's quite a few you can see. It's showing that you can see even up to Cardigan Mountain. You'd have to clear some trees out to get that view, but yeah, not a ton. And a lot of the underbrush is kind of blocking it as well. But that's all. You know, this stuff here is really easy to get rid of. You could brush hog it down. We're kind of up on a hill here. This is this is still towards the back of the property here, but I was hoping I could see a little bit through the trees. We may have another spot where we can see a little bit better, but this is what I've found so far. Now at Fenway, we'd refer to this as an obstructed view. I'm trying to move a little bit around so you can sort of see. I'll try to put some kind of pointer on it, but there is Kearsarge is right there through the woods, and it's pretty tall mountain, the tallest in the southwest of New Hampshire. And so from up here, you know, with some creative clearing, you could, you know, keep the natural look and also get a pretty good spectacular view of Cardigan and you know, some surrounding mountains. Again, you got Bean Hill over this direction, but anyway, it is it looks a lot better in person than it does in the camera. Okay, so we saw that, and now we're gonna head towards back to the back of the property again. We're gonna walk along the back edge there and along the rock wall, and I'll see if I can't find anything else that's interesting along the way. Okay, here's a little bit better view of the distant view. So this was, you know, you'd have a lot of tree clearing in those other spots. This is kind of on that little pathway that we had come up. I didn't even turn around at this spot to look, so I didn't see it. So we're kind of near the back of the property. You probably can't see it on the camera there, but just through the woods a little ways is that rock wall that we saw a little earlier. I'm walking towards the east, maybe slightly to the north, but mostly east here along that back border. And we're going to head through this direction. You know, again, I just wanted to kind of point out how, you know, open the forest is. This is common for something that has not been logged in many years. It's been maintained very well. You know, you got some down trees. That's the nature of being in nature. But this is one of the side-by-side trails that I've been referring to. Kind of goes along the back part of the property. You can get around this whole property very easily. If you just want to use it recreationally, it's pretty much set up to go. You could definitely horseback here. You can hunt. You can, you know, put a little cabin out here if you wanted to. You know, something off grid, but or you could develop it. You could build a private compound. You could build a house out here. You could subdivide it. And all right, so I've just about got myself back around to where I started. So that's pretty much the whole property there. There is the leg that goes towards the Province Road that I did not go down. It's relatively the same. It's a slight slope down towards the road. It's all wooded until you get to almost to the road, and then there's a field there right off of the road. So what I will do is take some quick shots of that as well as I head out. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested in this property, you know, give me a call, and we'll talk about it. Hope you have a great day. Thanks. So this is the 107 side here. This is the frontage along the Province Road 107. And you can see there's a little bit of a field here, and then it gets into the trees. And then there's a gradual slope that goes up towards the back. That's where we saw up on the hill there. We could see the views and everything from up there. So, but this is the front of the property here, and a little cemetery right at the road here. Again, not included in the sale, and it is also not part of the road frontage. The road frontage is still 200 feet without it. So anyway, there we are.